What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Bullshot Darts. In this one, we are going to go over how to hold your dart. So make sure you stick around for that. But first, if you're new, please make sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Drop the video a thumbs up and also share it if you found it useful. So we're going to start by saying that there is no right or wrong way to hold your dart. I see some videos that talk about how to hold the dart and they say do these specific things. But really, at the end of the day, it all boils down to that you need to do what is comfortable for you. And honestly, I could end the video right now, but that wouldn't really be too much help. So we're going to go into more detail. Like I said, there's some guidelines that you want to follow with your darts grip. But at the end of the day, the most important thing when holding your dart is that it needs to be comfortable for you. And this goes with every part of your darts throw. Your stance, your lean, your arm position, your head position. You cannot force anything. You have to do what's comfortable, so it is no different for how you are holding the dart. And the first thing that I'm going to say here is that you need to find how you hold a dart before you dedicate yourself or commit yourself to a dart. The last thing you want to do is adjust your grip to fit your dart. You need to find your comfortable grip first, and then you need to find a dart that complements your grip that makes it feel comfortable in your hand. So what I highly recommend, if you're new to darts or whatever it may be, but get a simple dart, kind of like mine. Mine is just a simple straight barrel. Experiment with your grip on a straight barrel and see how you feel going from there. I've had quite a few different barrel shapes that I thought would help my grip. But at the end of the day, I just found myself going with these straight barrels. So I recommend getting just a straight barrel dart, experiment with your grip, find your grip that works best for you, and then find a dart that fits that grip. All right, so do what's comfortable. Use a grip. Wait, what am I trying to say? Use your comfortable grip on your dart. Don't adjust your grip to your dart. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is I recommend, now once again, there's no right or wrong things. I want you to take this advice into your next practice session and think about these things. So this is just my 2 cents. But I recommend only having 3 darts on the hand. That's your index finger, your thumb, and your middle finger. Now, the reason I like to only use 3 fingers is because if you have 4 fingers on the dart, there's more room to make a mistake there. The more movement and the more action that you have going on, it just makes for more room for mistakes. So having 3 fingers on your dart versus 4, it's going to lessen the room for mistakes. So I recommend only throwing with 3 fingers on the dart. Now, building from here is that you want to make sure that your main grip is coming between your thumb and your index finger. The middle finger is just kind of more of a guide. So a good way that you can experiment with this is that, let's see if I'm in shot. When you bring your dart up like this, you should be able to let go of your middle finger, and your dart really doesn't move that much because the main grip is with these 2 fingers. The middle finger is just more of a guide. So if your grip is kind of in a weird way and whoa, almost stabbed my foot, and you release that middle finger and you lose complete control of your dart, I recommend working on that and making sure that the main part of your grip is coming with those 2 fingers with just the middle finger to guide it. So yeah, main grip between your thumb and your index finger. What do I got going on from here? Next, you want to make sure your dart is facing the board. Now, it can face up a little bit. So if I go like this, my dart is facing up a little bit, but at the end of the day, it is pointing straight. Or if you want it pointing directly at, you can do that too. What you don't want is your dart off to the side like this. Now, I know I'm having a total brain fart on his name right now, but he used to throw like this. You would pump and then throw. Now, once again, it all comes down to what's comfortable for you. I don't recommend that, but if you do that, there's a good chance that when you release, you're going to be releasing and the dart's going to go like this and it's going to be wobbly in the air and it's not going to be too consistent. So however your grip is, you want to make sure your dart is facing forward It could be facing up a little bit, but just make sure that the tip is facing forward with the dartboard. This is going to help make sure that your dart has a straight path to the dartboard and sticks in the dartboard straight, which brings us to the next point, is that your darts should be sticking in the board straight. If your darts are not sticking in the board straight and they're kind of inconsistent and wobbly, there's a good chance there's something wrong with your grip there. And there's a good chance that it boils down to that middle finger, because when you release, once again, yours should be straight with just these two fingers, which means it'll travel straight to the board. Whereas if it's not in your finger with those, I'm just having a word salad here, with the weird grip with that, that's when you're gonna have inconsistent rotation and goofy flying darts. So you wanna make sure your dart is hitting the board and sticking in straight. If it is not, that is a very good indicator that you need to work on your grip or however you hold the dart. Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, we already talked about finding a dart that fits your grip and don't adjust your grip to your dart. You wanna make sure you're holding firmly, not too gently, but not too hard. Now there's a sweet spot in the middle somewhere in there, and that's what you want it to be. If you're holding too loose, it's going to be inconsistent and it's not going to stick straight in your hand. If you're gripping it too hard, it's going to take more to release the dart, which will make your throw more difficult. Once again, there is no perfect. If we're rating this on a scale from 0 to super loose to 10 to super firm, you could be anywhere from the, I don't know, 3 to 8 range. Experiment, see what works for you. Take all these tips in there. And that's the very last point that I've written down. Take all the advice that I gave you in this video and experiment with it. Don't just do what works best the first time. Experiment with it. Find out what works most comfortable. Find out what dart is going to utilize your grip the best. All these things, experiment with it. And another point I want to drive home at the end here is that once you find a grip, don't feel like you have to use that grip every single time for the rest of your life. I personally have about 3 or 4 different grips that I rotate through, and I really should have had this at the beginning of the video because this is super important. I have about 3 or 4 different grips that I rotate between. They're all pretty similar, and honestly, you probably wouldn't even notice a difference by looking at how I'm holding the dart. But you need to have kind of a rotation, because if one's not feeling comfortable, try the other grip. If that one's not feeling comfortable, try another grip. If you watch professional dart players' throws and grips throughout the years, you'll notice that they change a lot. Go back and watch some old Peter Wright videos, some old, what did I say, Peter Wright, Phil Taylor, Van Barneveld, Van Gerwen. Go check out some of their older videos and then watch them throw darts recently. You're going to notice that they throw the dart different, and that is because you have to adjust with what feels comfortable. What feels comfortable today might not feel comfortable tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. All right, guys. That's it for this one. I really should have started the video with that because it's so important to understand that all players have that. They all kind of have different grips. And once again, you might not actually notice the grip. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. But to them, it's different. And that's something that you can't let bother you, because that is something that we all deal with as dart players. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching How to Hold the Dart. I will see you all in the next one. Subscribe if you're new. Drop the video a thumbs up and shoot well.